Over the past several months, I have taken this camera with me everywhere. This is the OM system OM-3, and I have brought it to the far islands of the Philippines, to French Polynesia, New York City, and most recently through the streets of San Francisco. The funny thing about this camera is that it actually feels really nostalgic and familiar to me because my very first mirrorless camera ever that I bought was an Olympus OM-D EM10 Mark II. And I think that it looks very similar to this camera. It feels very similar in terms of ergonomics, and so it feels very nostalgic to me in that sense. I used to bring that camera with me absolutely everywhere. It was even a little smaller than this one, and it served me really well for over 4 years. So I think that's one reason that I really love the OM-3, because it really reminds me of what I began my photography journey with. So while I overall want to talk to you guys about my experience using this camera, I don't want this video to become a super technical review because that's not usually how I think about cameras anyways. So if you are looking for a review video, I would recommend go finding one. There are tons out there that you can watch that will go over all of the technical specs and everything, but that is not what this video is going to be. I mostly just want to share more about what it's like to use the camera, how it fits into my everyday workflow, and some of the photos that I got out of it because they honestly surprised me. One thing I know that people like to point out about this camera is that it is a micro four thirds sensor, which means you're not gonna get the same look and feel out of the photos or the camera as opposed to like a full frame. With this camera specifically, you're getting about 20 megapixels of resolution, but the thing that I keep coming back to kind of is, does any of that really matter? At the end of the day, most of these photos that we're sharing are going to be seen via social media or a YouTube video like this. And when seen that way, it's not like our eyes can immediately tell the difference between 20 megapixels and 60 megapixels or full frame versus micro four thirds. So the whole point is, I don't think it really matters that it's a micro four thirds sensor as long as it takes good photos, and that is what I want to show you. On top of that, I do think it's just a really capable camera, and it's very small and easy to travel with, and so I don't know, it's hard to find some bad things about it. Even I have been surprised by the photos that I've taken on this camera because of how clean and sharp they came out. The other thing you should know about this camera is that it really is small and easy to bring everywhere. Having actually traveled with this camera to a few faraway corners of the world, I am always hyper aware of how much space certain camera gear takes up in my bag, and the footprint of this kit is extremely minimal. And on top of that, I think the build quality of this camera feels really nice when you're actually using it. The other thing I'll say is that this is a very good looking camera. Everyone, and I mean literally everyone, whenever I take it out, they always assume that it's a film camera first because it really has that Olympus Pen F look with the silver and everything, and I just love the way that it looks aesthetically. What's also really nice is that it is completely weather sealed, so even last week when I was in San Francisco and it was raining, I was not worried at all. One thing I do really like about the camera is the color science. Even all those years ago when I used my OM-D originally, I remember really liking the colors that came out of it. But now that I actually know how to edit photos, I am really appreciative of the base colors that I can get out of the raw files. Okay, the last thing I'll say about this camera is the price. The price of the body being $2,000 does kind of open up a world of other bodies that you could explore with the same budget, but I really have genuinely loved using this camera and traveling with it specifically. I have never once felt like the Micro Four Thirds sensor actually showed itself. So if you are curious about this camera, I would really recommend going to Adorama and you can try out the camera for yourself and get some hands-on experience with it. I would honestly recommend the OM-3 to anyone who is looking for a camera that takes really great photos, looks really good, and also travels very well. All right, I think that is all I have for you today, but thank you so much for tuning in and I will see you next time.